as we mentioned last week, Nick Jonas now follows you. And we've waited a week.
Really the ups and the downs of my life.
Yeah. And we've solicited suggestions on what should Jax do with this? And I think most people kind of didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
But we got to make a call here because we got to message Nick Jonas and see if Nick Jonas is actually going to get back to us. So
I don't know if I can handle another loss, guys. If my car gets stolen, then Nick Jonas leaves me on red, I don't know if I'm going to be okay.
Really?
Well, like that's cruising for some depression.
I mean, I think with Nick, this is like a Hail Mary anyway.
Yeah.
Like we're not expecting it.
He already followed. Like that is enough for me. True. Yeah.
But if we are going to drop a DM to him, which I think we should, what we got to come to a conclusion here. Like I think it's got to be short.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you don't want to pour your heart out because then you come across as weird. Right?
I start trauma dumping on him about my car.
Nick, my car was stolen and I just need to tell you about it. Let's pretend, Jax, that you're not hitting on Nick Jonas, right?
No.
But let's pretend you're trying to get Nick Jonas's attention. You're sliding into his DMs. What do you say?
I've already decided what I think I'm going to say.
Okay, give it to us. Give it to us.
It's going to go like this. Something along the lines of, hello, my sweet prince. Do you want to do an East Coast call with me next time you're in town?
I love it.
And then
That's
a little
amazing.
boy with the crown emoji. You know the one I mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
How does that work for you?
I think that's a great DM.
Yeah. Smooth, short, saucy, silly.
I also like that you didn't come at him with like some sort of schmaltzy compliment or something like that. Because they've got the Jonas Brothers Christmas special, which Stephanie was raving about on Disney Plus. And I feel like if you've been like, hey, I watched your special, even if you hadn't, it's still like a little much.
No, I want to call him Hello, Sweet Prince, because he is a sweet prince.
He is.
And if
nice
he doesn't
guy.
know it, he should know it now. And I think that's enough because I mean that. And he should receive that. But I think let's get down to business, Nick.
Okay.
How tall is Nick?
He's probably 5'7".
Okay, I imagine us being the same height. And so it's just two kind of shorter people like being together and like working together. And I feel like he's down. Like he's silly. Yeah, I feel like he's a fun time.
I remember him. I interviewed him when Jealous came out.
Oh my God, I love that song.
Yeah. He was like very down to earth and very cool about it. Like I think it was a big step for those guys to kind of go their separate ways and try to find some success. You know what I mean?
I think he's hot and he's chilling. Like the vibe that I get, especially from him, is that he's like, he's jokes. Like he's dry humor kind of jokes, doesn't take himself too seriously. And I think that could I see him in this little room of ours?
I could
see him here.
Yeah.
I could see him here. Yeah. I think he'd be down to be silly.
We had actually, when we were working on the radio, we gave away tickets to a Jonas Brothers concert. And we got to go and it was like in a box seat. And I don't think I've heard a louder scream than when those guys hit the stage like that. And it was a great show. Like they were awesome.
You know what's funny? You gave those tickets to me.
Were you there?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I won like all the tickets.
Adam, Steph used to be a prize pig.
You used to win.
Sorry. Steph, come on. Okay. Just
the look Steph just shot you.
In a loving way, because now I know that this. Now I know you
in a loving way.
But
okay.
Just to give a little context, sometimes there were very, very, very pushy prize winners that the radio host in the background had a nickname for.
And I was not pushy. And I didn't win every contest.
You were just effective, I think. I don't remember you being pushy.
I just won Jonas Brothers.
Not pushy.
Yeah, some people are pushy.
But you were successful often.
Well, why pay for it?
No, absolutly.
Listen, I didn't even do anything crazy. I just put my name in online. I really didn't do
defensive.
much.
Can I tell? Are you saying defensive? Can I tell you something? So I remember when Facebook was first starting and Facebook was actually useful, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not useful anymore. Nobody likes it.
Okay. Whoa.
No, it's just not.
It's true.
Like, you know anybody who's like legitimately like, man, I got something done on Facebook unless it's Marketplace? No.
No.
You're not like, oh man, did you see that Facebook post? No one says that. So I was working as like an evening guy at KISS here in Toronto, which is a radio station. And would communicate with listeners on Facebook. Like they would add me, and then this is before even fan pages existed. You had a 5,000 friend limit. Like I remember that. And this woman kept messaging, and I forget what it was. It was probably like, at the time, like Black Eyed Peas tickets or something like that. They were like huge, and I Got a Feeling had just come out. That's how old I am. And I remember getting a request from somebody with the same last name, but it was a man. And he threatened me on Facebook because he thought that I was like slipping tickets to his wife because I wanted to sleep with her.
Oh,
And
God,
like,
man.
this is how crazy some prize winners can be. And I was like, I literally was like, I'm like, dude, she's asking me how to win a contest. And I kept telling this woman, listen, it's call or 9.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want me to say.
Yeah,
I can't make you call or 9. It's call. We don't have call display. Like it's
we don't
call
have
or 9.
anything. Yeah.
No. And she was like, she would just keep peppering me. And then, so I guess he saw these messages to a strange man and got really jealous. And I got it was like a, you'll be afraid to leave your house, kind of one of those messages. And I was like, wow. So I blocked them, and I blocked her too. And she actually messaged me. She's like, oh, my husband, blah, blah, blah. And ignore him. He's not, I'm like, whatever. Like, I get the hell away from me.
That home doesn't sound very, very homey.
It sounds like the marriage might've had some trouble. Yeah.
I have to say though, like I think people, without saying too much, it's not as hard as you think to win tickets, Just keep calling.
That's the thing. Everyone's like,
Yeah.
I never win. I'm like, well, do you enter? They're like, no. I'm like, so enter.
And that's why it's nice to see people who like are actual fans doing it, because you'll get fans that'll just put themselves in for anything.
Yeah.
But it's not as hard as people think, especially call in or online. There's not that many entries as many entries.
And Steph getting the tickets was great because like somebody like you like them. But what always killed us is it would be like, okay, we're going to call Martha, who was born in the 50s, and Martha just likes to win contests,
and she wasn't excited.
And they'd be like, who am I going to see? Like they would literally say that to you and be like, oh, great.
And a lot of times they wouldn't even go to the show, which is a wasted seat. So it's good that super fans get in there. I want
to switch gears. There's been something I've been dying to read to you guys for a couple of weeks. We just haven't gotten to it, and it has to do with weddings.
Okay.
And as we all know, this is my theory on weddings anyway. Weddings are just a big dinner party with too many feelings. That's what a wedding essentially is.
You've always said that. You have, yeah.
And it doesn't mean that that's a bad thing. It can be a beautiful thing. But everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got, like, I know my mom is still, I think my mom's still miffed at Natalie and I a little bit for not inviting her to our wedding. We didn't invite anybody, just Lauren and Dara, who are my brother and sister.
Because you needed witnesses too.
We needed witnesses, and that is all we did. And then we had a party at our house and then we surprised everybody, said, hey, we're married. We did tell our parents beforehand. The reason we did that is that we knew that our families, first off, everybody's already had kids. This is my second marriage. It was Natalie's first, but she's like 35 at the time. Mm-hmm. It's not like princess time, right? Like when you're getting married at that age, it's a little bit different, right? And the second thing was, we didn't want anybody to have an opinion on how we got married. We just kind of wanted to do it.
So smart.
Yeah, we're just like, I remember talking to her about it, and we're like, we're just not interested in what anyone else thinks about anything, about what song we walk down the aisle to, about is there a father-daughter dance or whatever else they do, like not interested, not doing it. Mm-hmm. So this one is sort of an example of a wedding. And I particularly like this one because I think everybody in this room struggles a little bit with people pleasing. We all, especially Jax, but we all struggle with it a little bit.
I'm a bad boy.
Yeah. And so it's, am I the jerk for refusing to bake my sister's wedding cake? Okay. But there's more to the story. So I, 30-year-old female, own a small bakery.
Okay.
Which is not an easy job, by the way.
No.
My sister, 27-year-old female, is getting married next month and asked me to make her wedding cake. I was happy to, until she said she couldn't pay for it. So I offered her a discounted rate, just enough to cover the materials and labor for my assistant. And she flipped out and said, your family helps family. The cake she wants would take a full 3 days of work to make, covering $500 in ingredients alone. I told her I can't just eat that cost at the business. And she said I'm greedy and, quote, only care about money. Now my mom says I should do it as the gift and stop being, quote, so business-minded. But I've done this before. I've baked for my friends' events as a favor, and I always end up stressed out and unpaid. Am I the jerk for saying no this time?
It's not the same, but I have my best friend who's a florist do my flowers. Like we just had like a very small party at the house, like a reception thing. And I paid for the flowers. She just set them up. So that'd be like me asking her to do
all the flowers.
To eat the cost. And the flowers are expensive, right?
Yes, they are.
So I paid for the flowers. I just didn't pay for the cost. And she considered that her gift. So
which I think is fair.
That's fair. I feel like I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. And she's the sister, though?
She's the sister. So here's the part for me that makes this tough, because it's a sister. Like she said, I did it for my friends and it didn't work out or whatever. Right? I think in her case, she's your. Should you do it? Probably not. But are you probably going to have to? Yes. Steph, you are the wedding expert on the show.
Yeah, the wedding connoisseur.
Not only exactly. Yes. You're the sommelier of weddings.
Yes.
You photograph weddings. You deal with brides and grooms all the time.
You're
Italian, so that instantly makes you invited to every wedding from every person you've ever known.
Yeah.
Tell us how you react to this story.
I mean, it's your sister, which is like the closest people possible. I feel like you bake the cake and that's your gift.
Okay.
That's, in my mind, what I would have done.
Yeah.
Right.
And like, it's not like you're working on the day of the wedding.
Yeah.
It's before. So if they're okay with being like, that's the gift. I mean, I guess it depends how much money you're going to give your sister.
There's something deeper happening here. Because like, that's the thing is like, that's how simple it is. And the fact that she's like, you wouldn't even consider it, you selfish bitch.
Right.
Like, like that's the sister level. You know what I mean? Like sisters are hard on each other.
I have no siblings, but I have noticed that siblings or sisters specifically are hard.
Like being like, I can't believe you wouldn't do that, Ashley. Like that immediate reaction of saying that she's like selfish and work-minded, like, she's been mad at her sister before, you know? Like,
yes.
So I feel like be the bigger person, just do the cake, but say like, this is what you get. That's enough. You couldn't pay me enough to be I have a brother, but you couldn't pay me enough to have two sisters. Like that'd be a mess. Your wife has like
she has a sister. And you know, the one thing that they will say about each other, they get along famously.
Great, yeah.
But I think that Lauren would say about Natalie and Natalie would say about Lauren, no one can press my buttons like my sister can.
Like they they cut each other.
Yeah,
like they know each other's darkest secret.
My sister-in-law to this day still steals Natalie's clothes, and she's 3 years younger. So like Natalie would be walking through the hall in high school apparently, and like Lauren would come down the thing. She'd be like, "Is that where my sweater went?" Like she's like wearing her sweater or whatever. Like they are it's crazy. It's a relationship unlike anything I've ever experienced, and I think she's the only woman I've ever dated who has a sister within such a tight age bracket. Like the other person I dated,
proximity wise,
very, very close. Yeah. So it's my first sort of experience with like a sisterly relationship up close. And it is like, there is a closeness there that can't be replicated. And so when I saw this, I wondered the same thing as you did. I was like, there has to be some sort of simmering resentment here already.
Yeah, this isn't about the cake. This is not about the cake.
Because Natalie's a baker, and Natalie would be like, I want to do your cake. I'm doing your cake.
This isn't a cake. This is a test. This is a test. This is the test from the bride being like, are you loyal, Bethany? Are you loyal? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And if she says there's no winning for this baker, this poor baker, just make the cake and get on with the day.
Ooh.
They're ruthless to each other.
They are, yeah.
Sisters, man. Ugh.
Oh yeah. So anyway, yeah. Okay. Let's come to a final conclusion. If you were advising, this is your best friend. This woman is your best friend. She owns the bakery. She works hard. Whatever. Yeah. It's going to cost her $500. At the end of the day, for a business, $500 is
a lot.
It's a lot, but you can manage $500. If you can have a bakery, whatever, you can manage $500. Do you advise your friend to say, okay, take a step back. This is your sister. Just do it. Or do you say, I'm staying out of this, don't ask me the question? Or do you say, no, she should have to pay a little bit, or it should be something?
I would say bake the cake, and not because, she's your sister and she deserves it, but because you're being the bigger person.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Steph, what would you say?
I'd say bake the cake, and in the card be like, congratulations, hope you loved your cake. That's your wedding gift.
I like that.
Okay.
A little bit of a see, I would say I'm just sometimes
like, don't go.
Path of least resistance. Bake the cake, because if you don't bake the cake, she'll remember for the rest of her life that you didn't bake the cake. Like that will stick with her.
Yeah, it won't be why you didn't bake the cake. It'll be the fact that you didn't bake the cake.
Yeah. And then she'll get a little drunk, and it'll slip to a friend, and that friend will be like, wow, what kind of a monster are
Yeah,
you? And be like,
what a-
well, and then you have to explain all this shit. No,
Yeah.
just bake the damn
Yeah,
cake.
yeah, the cake situation. Just bake the cake and get off.
Yeah.
She's gonna be more mad about something else at her wedding.
I have to think she's being a baker probably more than a lot of jobs. Like there's jobs where people ask you for favors,
Yeah.
right? Like my family are all like my married into family are all lawyers.
Yeah.
So they get asked for favors all the time for, letters and whatever. And, I think that probably people that are doctors, it's like, hey, listen, I can't see my doctor. Can I just talk to you?
Got this weird growth.
Yeah. Like I know I have a friend that was a police officer. And like people will come up to him and part of me be like, okay, what's the best way to this parking ticket? He's like, I don't freaking
Can
know.
you
Like,
ask
I
him where
can't
my
help.
car is?
Yeah, I'll ask him. Being a baker, because they're like, if you're making croissants or like cupcakes or whatever, people probably just assume that they can get that for free from you. So I
Yeah.
also wondered, like,
It's also really like labor, like
it's
laborious.
very labor intensive.
It's
to do
very
it
labor-
well is hard.
Yeah, and it's like a lot. It's not cheap to bake. It's not easy to bake, and it's not sometimes fun to bake in that like level, like at that level
Industrial
of like volume.
level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody asks us for anything except for concert tickets, and we
never
don't
have
ever
them.
have them.
No,
Yeah.
if you want to ask somebody for concert tickets, they got to be like a record rep.
Exactly.
Those are the people
yeah.
with the concert
or really
tickets.
high up at a media company.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a CEO of a media company. I haven't gotten free tickets.
No,
I'm
but
getting
I
free
mean,
tickets to
the
anything.
kind of old man that like shouldn't get the tickets, they usually have the tickets. You know what I mean? Yeah, that high up.
It's very,
Yeah.
very true.